Movsar Evloev goes out there and does the damn thing for us, but also Cyril Gane picks up a very controversial decision victory over Alexander Volkov. We'll take it. That cashes our Locky two-step at -120, which closed around that -117 line with some love coming in on Aljamain Sterling to bring it down. And then we got another somewhat controversial split decision victory to cash our Locky Trinity with Brian Battle, and that cashes at +162. So we keep the good times rolling here for the free parlay. So shout out to everybody that's been tailing and showing this segment some love. Make sure you guys drop a like, drop a comment below if you've been cashing as well, and let's see if we can end the year off with another free parlay cash. Let's get right down to it. First step up in the Locky two-step is going to be Daniel Marcos as he goes up against Adrian Yanez. Yanez obviously a very slick boxer, but I believe he's going to struggle with the kicking style of Marcos and his ability to manage range and then follow with hands after that. I think we'll see Marcos really butcher that lead leg of Yanez, and that's going to cause Yanez a ton of trouble. Just as we saw in the Jonathan Martinez fight, that's going to leave him susceptible to other shots, and Marcos has showcased that he's a very technical and disciplined striker, and I believe it all starts with the calf kick and eventually lead to the rest of his offense flowing. As long as he catches straight up here, he will be the first step in the Locky two-step. The second step is going to be the chalkiest of them here, but we're going to go with Miranda Maverick as she goes up against Jamie Lynn Horth. I believe Maverick is the more physical and better fighter overall here, and I expect her to be successful with the style that she normally brings to the table, which is smothering her opponents. And I believe Horth, who is quite physical herself, will struggle to deal with that style from Maverick, who's very good in terms of finding the openings she needs to get the takedowns or even the clinch position where she can eventually drag her opponents to the mat. Look for Maverick to overwhelm Jamie Lynn Horth here and cash as her second step in the Locky two-step. Now, earlier this week, I was able to drop it to the MMA LOTN Patreon folks at -135. Now, again, another reason as to why you should jump onto the Patreon pages to get this parlay nice and early to get better odds. Right now, you're looking at -146. All right, let's get right over to the Locky Trinity now, where we're going to go with something a little bit riskier. Obviously, you could have gone with Vitor Petrino, Manel Cap, but those were a little bit too chalky, and we wanted to get some solid plus money for this three-legger. So we're going to go with one of my favorite 6'2" featherweights, probably the only 6'2" featherweight out there, and Sean Woodson as he takes on Fernando Padilla. Look for Woodson to utilize his educated boxing game, utilizing that length advantage that he normally has in his fights, popping that jab out there, blooding the nose of his opponent, and utilizing good lateral movement to stay away from any of the counters. Padilla is obviously a finishing threat. I believe 14 of his 16 wins coming inside the distance, but all 5 of his losses have come by decision, which goes to show that he's not a great minute winner, and I'm expecting Woodson to exploit that once again here and allow him to go out there and win a decision and hopefully cash as our Locky Trinity piece here. So earlier this week, I was able to get +186 for the Patreon folks. Now you're looking at +177. Again, this starts to add up. If this is a parlay that you guys tail year long, obviously we're in the profit, as you can see in the description below. But those little points, those 10 points off or 5 points off start to make a difference over the long term, which is why it's great to check on the Lock of the Night Patreon page to get early access to this parlay. All right, I'll be back later today for the top 3 prop bets, which has not been doing too hot. I'll be honest about that, but we'll talk about that in that segment. See you guys then. Peace.